Recently, a report has been released by UNICEF mentioning how despite being a home to about 223 million child brides, India has shown a stronger progress in reducing these numbers as compared to the other South Asian countries. If you look at West Bengal and Bihar, they are the worst performing states. The statistics coming from these states show some worrying results. Looking at West Bengal, the child marriage rate, which was 38% in 2005, has increased to 40.8% in 2021, while in Bihar, 54% of the girls from the lowest quintile were married before they turned 18 years of age. The rate of implementation of child protection schemes like Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, Mahila Shakti Kendras, Mission Shakti Drive and an increase in the health programs for maternal, child health and family planning has placed UP at a higher benchmark than the other lower ranked states. Hello and welcome, I am Shreya and you're watching the Pamphlet. Child marriage, a social stigma which has been deeply rooted in our society, is a violation of human rights. Every child has a right to be protected and live free from such draconian practices. This is not about it being a local or national issue. In fact, it has taken the form of a global agenda, wherein the United Nations has included child marriage as a part of the Sustainable Developmental Goal that ensures eliminating all harmful practices such as child marriage, early forced marriage and female genital mutilation. Keeping apart the gender bias, both women and men have been at the receiving end. But if we specifically look at another subpart of SDG, the indicator mentions the proportion of women aged between 20 to 24 years who were married or have been in a union before age 15 and before age 18. Recently, a report has been released by UNICEF mentioning how despite being a home to about 223 million child brides, India has shown a stronger progress in reducing these numbers as compared to the other South Asian countries. Although Indian states and union territories have shown varying numbers in the prevalence of child marriage, the disparity is quite large if we look at the best and worst performing states. Let us look at some of them. Uttar Pradesh is leading the boat with its performance in eliminating child marriages in the state. If we look at the numbers of child marriages, 25 years back it was 75%, which has now come drastically down to just 20%. Strict enforcement of central laws, better administration of child and family welfare policies, and spreading awareness and state governments' surveillance have been some of the factors which has helped state governments perform better. On the other hand, if you look at West Bengal and Bihar, they are the worst performing states. The statistics coming from these states show some worrying results. Looking at West Bengal, the child marriage rate, which was 38% in 2005, has increased to 40.8% in 2021. While in Bihar, 54% of the girls from the lowest quintile were married before they turned 18 years of age. So the question here is it all because of the changing demography? One must be intrigued to know that there are various other foundational parameters that help decide whether a state is a good or a bad performer. So as to simplify, poverty, lack of education and housing facilities are some factors that affect the performance of states in terms of the prevalence of child marriages in their respective areas. Apart from these parameters, there is yet another aspect that has made quite a strong impact on the early marriage of a child, especially a girl, and that aspect is marriage laws. The marriage laws vary in different communities. To be a little more specific, Hindu marriage laws have prescribed 18 years as a minimum age for a girl to marry, while on the other hand, Muslim personal laws asserts that a girl is legally competent to marry after attaining puberty at the age of 15 years. This disparity has created quite a ruckus in the society, whose results are visible in the low ranking of West Bengal and Bihar states, as such laws create a negative impact on the educational and economic opportunities, resulting in higher school dropouts. Recently, during a national family health survey in West Bengal, NCPCR reported that the state apparently lacks in police reporting or collecting the data on FIRs registered in child marriage cases. The reason for such dismissal figures are the various socio-economic and cultural factors prevailing in the state. While in UP, there has been a drastic decline in child marriage cases, the credit for which can be attributed to an increase in awareness, wherein the young girls themselves come forward and file complaints if the families try to marry them off at an early age. The outreach programs have created awareness, causing a fear in the minds of families that in case of any malice, they will be reported. the rate of implementation of child protection schemes like Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, Mahila Shakti Kendras, Mission Shakti Drive and an increase in the health programs for maternal, child health and family planning has placed UP at a higher benchmark than the other lower ranked states. It is to be noted that marrying at such an adolescent age not only violates a child's rights but also places them at a high risk of violence, exploitation and abuse. So can we say that Uniform Civil Code is a solution to overcome these nuances? Well, the central government have already been making some diligent efforts to come up with the uniform marriageable age for both men and women by raising the marriage age of women to 21 years, that is at par with that of men. Retaliating the words of PM Modi,
बेटियों के लिए शादी की उम्र को 21 साल करने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है.
a parity in the marriage age of both men and women would foster equality and give girls more opportunity to pursue their education or career without any hindrance from their families for early marriage. The aim to eliminate child marriage by 2030 would only be achieved with some additional efforts that would require a collaborative national and international efforts.